Nobody told you this, and that is the real problem. The fabric touching your skin right now is either softening your appearance or quietly adding years to your face. Not your makeup, not your hairstyle, your fabric. Dermatologists know it. Top stylists know it. And for some reason, nobody making fashion content for women over 60 is saying it out loud. Today that changes. I'm going to show you the 5 fabrics that interact with mature skin in a way that genuinely turns back the clock, and the 4 fabrics silently aging you that are probably folded in your closet right this second. Before we go into the 5 fabrics, I want you to do one thing right now. Look down at what you are wearing and drop in the comments what the fabric is. Cotton, polyester, linen, silk, something you're genuinely not sure about, whatever it is. Because by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly whether that fabric is helping you or working against you every single day you put it on. And I want you to come back and tell me what you found out. Your comment might also help someone else in this community figure out the same thing. Number 1, silk. Silk is composed of a protein called fibroin, and fibroin belongs to the same protein family as human skin collagen. That is not a marketing claim. That is textile science. The structural similarity between silk fibroin and skin collagen is why silk feels the way it does against mature skin. Not just soft, but genuinely compatible in a way that synthetic fabrics never are and never will be. The surface of a silk fiber reflects light in long, diffused wavelengths, not the sharp, concentrated upward beam of high-sheen polyester. The warm, scattered light of a professional photographer's reflector. Against your neck and décolletage, silk creates what feels like perpetual soft lighting from every angle you stand in. Lines soften, shadows fill. The face looks rested in a way that has nothing to do with how much sleep you got the night before. Silk also generates almost zero static electricity. For women with fine or thinning hair, which describes the majority of American women over 60. This matters more than almost any other fabric property. Static pulls fine hair toward the collar and face, adding visual density and frizz exactly where less visual density is needed. Silk eliminates that problem entirely. Silk comes in 2 very different surface finishes. Matte silk crepe has a soft, non-reflective surface. Charmeuse silk has a high-gloss face and a matte back. Charmeuse worn with a glossy face out near the collar creates the same concentrated upward light reflection as high-sheen polyester, just in a luxury fabric. The benefit disappears. Matte silk crepe near the face. Charmeuse below the waist, where the glossy surface creates beautiful movement without directing light onto your skin. A genuine silk blouse care for correctly lasts 12 to 15 years. At $60, that is $4 a year. There is no skincare product on the market with that return on investment. Number 2, matte jersey. This is the one that is almost certainly already in your closet. And if it is not, it will be within the week because it is available at every price point from Target to Eileen Fisher and at every store in between. Matte jersey is a knit construction, built from interlocking loops rather than woven threads. That structure gives it 4-directional stretch, which means it moves with your body rather than against it. No bunching at the shoulder, no pulling across the chest, no rigid silhouette lines that create harsh visual contrast against soft, mature features. Its non-reflective matte surface absorbs ambient light rather than redirecting it. No upward glare, no sharpened shadows, no harsh contrast between the fabric and the skin it frames. It simply sits there, quietly softening everything around it, and lets your face be the focus. Chico's Traveler's Collection built an entire product line around matte jersey because their core customer, the American woman over 50, responded to it more consistently and more loyally than anything else in the brand's 40-year history. Jill's Wherever line did the same thing. These are not coincidences. These are brands that ran decades of customer data, and the data said one thing. Matte jersey performs on mature skin in a way nothing else at that price point does. The mistake most women make with matte jersey is buying it exclusively in black. Black matte jersey close to the face absorbs every warm wavelength of light that your complexion produces, creating a stark, draining contrast that ages the face rather than softening it. Save black matte jersey for below the waist, where it is genuinely flattering and slimming. Near your face, warm blush, soft camel, dusty mauve, warm ivory. Those tones reflect warmth back onto the skin rather than drawing it away. Number 3. Linen. This is the one that the largest number of women watching this video have been avoiding. And the reason they have been avoiding it is the wrinkles. I need to address this directly because the wrinkle objection to linen is based on a misunderstanding of how linen actually reads on camera and in natural light on mature skin specifically. A perfectly pressed synthetic blouse reads as flat, constructed, and hard-edged against naturally textured mature skin. The contrast between the rigid perfection of the fabric and the natural softness of the face creates a visual tension that no amount of good tailoring resolves. Worn linen, including the wrinkles, creates what professional stylists call visual warmth and dimension. The organic texture of the fabric mirrors the natural texture of healthy, lived-in skin. It reads as relaxed, confident, comfortable, the visual vocabulary of a woman who is entirely at ease in her own skin. That contrast works for mature women in a way it genuinely cannot work for a 22-year-old, whose smooth skin and smooth fabric read as matching rather than complementary. For women in the southeastern and southwestern United States, Florida, Texas, Georgia, South Carolina, Arizona, New Mexico, linen is not just a style choice. It is a practical daily necessity. In high humidity and heat, linen's superior moisture-wicking and air circulation properties prevent the surface flushing and persistent redness that synthetic fabrics cause in warm climates within 2 hours of wearing. That redness is a direct, visible aging effect. Linen prevents it before it starts. Color is everything with linen. Warm ivory, soft terracotta, dusty sage, camel, warm peach. These tones reflect warmth onto the face. Cool tone linen, icy gray, stark white, blue tone lavender, does the opposite. Get the color right, and linen near the face is one of the most age-reversing styling choices available at any price point. If this channel is giving you information that 10 years of reading fashion magazines never did, subscribe right now. Every week there is something exactly like this waiting for you. Practical, science-backed, designed for the woman who has earned the right to dress like she knows exactly what she is doing. That button is right there. Hit it. Of the 3 fabrics we have covered so far, silk, matte jersey, and linen, which one do you think the average American woman over 60 can realistically add to her wardrobe this week without spending a fortune? Drop your answer below, and tell me your state too, because someone in Florida has a completely different answer than someone in Minnesota in January. And I want this comment section to become the most useful real-world style guide for American women that exists anywhere online. Your answer belongs down there. Right now, do not skip ahead. The styling system at the end of this video is the part that makes everything else work. Without it, you can own all 5 fabrics and still not get the results they're capable of producing. Number 4. Cashmere. Cashmere fiber averages 14 to 19 microns in diameter. The average human hair averages between 50 and 70 microns. That means individual cashmere fibers are literally 3 to 4 times finer than your own hair. Against sebum-depleted mature skin that has lost 50% of its natural oil protection since menopause, that fineness translates to something measurable and immediate. 0 perceptible friction, 0 static electricity, 0 of the surface irritation that accelerates redness, inflammation, and the breakdown of the skin barrier that every woman over 60 is working to protect. The visual effect of cashmere near the face is quiet and consistent, and almost impossible to replicate with any other fabric. Its densely soft, matte surface absorbs ambient light from every direction. not reflects it, absorbs it. The result is what portrait photographers call a halo of soft fill light around the face, a gentle, warm illumination of the lower face and neck that comes not from your lighting or your highlighter, but from the fabric itself. Women who wear cashmere crew necks and turtlenecks regularly, the ones who have built their wardrobes around it for years without necessarily knowing the science behind why, consistently receive comments about looking rested and healthy and vibrant. The fabric is doing what no serum applied to the face can reach from the outside. One camel cashmere crew neck, one warm ivory turtleneck, 2 pieces. That is the foundation of a face frame wardrobe that works in every season and every situation. A mistake that cancels the benefit. Hanging cashmere instead of folding it. When cashmere is stored on a hanger, the weight of the fabric pulls the shoulder seams down and outward over time. The garment loses its shape entirely within one season. A misshapen cashmere sweater worn near the face creates exactly the kind of drooping, ill-fitted silhouette that adds visual age rather than removing it. Fold every cashmere piece flat. Store them in a drawer or on a shelf, never on a hanger. That single storage habit protects an investment that is supposed to last 10 to 15 years. Number 5. Bamboo fabric. Most women watching this video have never deliberately chosen bamboo clothing. Some have worn it without knowing it. Almost none have understood what it is doing against their skin, and that gap is the entire reason it is on this list. Bamboo viscose is produced by breaking down bamboo cellulose into a fine, fluid fiber. The resulting fabric has a surface smoothness that exceeds cotton at every thread count and approaches silk in tactile quality, at a fraction of the price and with care requirements that a standard washing machine handles without a second thought. Against mature skin, bamboo surface smoothness means it glides rather than drags. The microabrasion problem we covered in Section 1. The cumulative daily friction against sebum-depleted skin that accelerates surface inflammation and visible aging is eliminated by bamboo more completely than by any other fabric at its price point. Its moisture-wicking capacity outperforms cotton in clinical textile testing by a factor of 3. For women in the humid southeastern states, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, Louisiana, coastal Texas, this means bamboo fabric keeps the skin surface drier, cooler, and calmer than any cotton alternative through the long, humid months that dominate zones 8 through 11. The color retention advantage that no style content ever mentions, but every woman who has experienced it remembers. Bamboo holds dye better than cotton. Measurably, significantly better. The deep, warm, rich tones that most flatter mature skin, burgundy, forest green, warm rust, jewel-toned teal, deep plum, stay vibrant in bamboo through far more wash cycles than the same color in cotton or any synthetic blend. A burgundy bamboo blouse at 18 months of regular, where it looks essentially the same as it did the day you bought it. The same blouse in a cotton polyester blend looks faded, dull, and tired. And a faded, dull, tired garment near your face produces a faded, dull, tired visual impression regardless of how perfect your makeup is that morning. Start with one bamboo top in a warm, rich tone. Burgundy or warm teal are the 2 highest performing colors for most mature skin tones, and wear it for 2 weeks before buying anything else. Your skin will tell you everything you need to know. Now stop, right here, before you touch a single item in your wardrobe, because everything we just covered, every fabric that is working for you, has an equal and opposite list for fabrics that are quietly doing the exact opposite every single day you wear them. And the reason this matters so much is that 2 of them are in almost every American woman's closet right now. 2 of them are actively marketed to women over 60 as dressy, polished, and appropriate for mature figures. And both of those claims are completely wrong. High-sheen polyester. It is the most damaging fabric in American retail for women over 60. The concentrated upward light reflection, the static electricity pulling fine hair toward the collar, the harsh shadows it creates against mature skin. Every piece of high-sheen polyester near your face is working against every styling and skincare decision you make from the moment you put it on. That one is non-negotiable. It has to go, but it is not the only one. The second fabric aging you faster than almost anything in your medicine cabinet is acrylic. Go to your closet right now and pull out your most worn sweater. Turn it inside out and read the fiber content label. If acrylic is listed as the first or second fiber, and for most American women it will be, here's what that fabric is doing against your skin every day you wear it. Acrylic is essentially non-breathable. It does not absorb moisture. It does not release heat. Against mature skin that has already lost 50% of its natural sebum protection since menopause, acrylic traps heat and moisture at the surface of the skin, creating the exact conditions for chronic surface flushing and redness that foundation covers every morning but never actually fixes. That persistent redness is not rosacea in most cases. It is a fabric reaction, and it is aging your appearance faster than sun exposure in many women because it is happening every single day for hours at a time in direct contact with your most visible skin. Beyond the heat and moisture problem, acrylic pills. Within months of regular wear, acrylic fabric develops those small raised fiber balls across its surface. Pills near the face and neckline create a worn, tired, visually deteriorated impression that compounds every other aging factor simultaneously. A pilled acrylic sweater near your face makes you look like the sweater feels old, tired, and past its best. No amount of styling, makeup, or hair work corrects the visual impression of fabric that is broken down against your skin. The replacement is not expensive. Matte jersey, bamboo, or a mid-weight merino wool at any accessible price point performs better against mature skin in every measurable way than acrylic at any price point. The third fabric on this list is one that surprises most women because it involves a fiber they were told was natural, breathable, and healthy for their wardrobe. Stiff, heavily structured cotton canvas. Cotton is not the enemy. Soft, washed cotton worn close to the face is perfectly fine. Brushed cotton flannel is gentle and warm. Lightweight Oxford cotton behaves closely enough to jersey that it causes none of the problems we are about to cover. This warning is specifically about heavily structured, rigid cotton canvas, the kind used in certain shirt-style blouses with stiff collars, denim jackets, canvas blazers, button-down shirts that hold their shape without needing to be worn, rigid cotton poplin blouses that sit away from the body rather than draping with it. The issue is visual contrast, and it is one of the most overlooked aging mechanisms in women's fashion for the over 60 demographic. Mature skin is naturally soft in texture. It has relaxed somewhat from the taut, firm surface it had at 35. It is warmer, more organic, more gently contoured. A stiff, rigid, architecturally structured fabric worn directly near that skin creates a jarring visual contrast. Hard geometric fabric against soft natural features that the eye reads as harsh. The face looks harder than it is. The jawline looks more defined in an unflattering direction. The neck looks more prominent, not because of anything about the face or the woman, but because the visual language of the fabric is fighting the visual language of the skin it is framing. The same blouse silhouette in soft matte jersey softens the face. In stiff cotton canvas it sharpens it. The cut is identical. The color is the same. The fabric is the entire difference. If you have a blouse in your wardrobe that you love the cut of, but you always feel slightly off and slightly harder, slightly more severe than you intended, check the fabric content. There is a better than average chance it is a rigid cotton canvas or a stiff cotton poplin. The solution is not to throw the garment away. It is to add a silk or bamboo layer in the face frame zone above it, a silk scarf at the collar, a bamboo camisole showing at the neckline, and let the softer fabric do the work near the skin while the structured piece stays where it belongs, below the face frame zone. The fourth fabric, and the one that generates the most debate every time it comes up in any style conversation for women over 50. Standard wool blends. Not cashmere, not merino, not lamb's wool. The scratchy, mid-range blended wool used in the majority of department store blazers, winter skirts, coat-weight cardigans, and budget sweaters sold across America from September through March. Simple test. Hold the fabric against the inner side of your wrist for 30 seconds. The inner wrist has similar sebum levels and skin thickness to the neck and décolletage. If it itches, even slightly, it is too rough for mature neck skin. Full stop. Standard wool blends have fiber diameters above 30 microns. At that diameter, individual fibers are stiff enough to register as a prickle against human skin, a sensation called wool prick that is documented in textile science. Against mature skin that has lost its natural oil cushioning. The prickle sensation corresponds to real microabrasion at the surface level. The kind we covered in section 1. Invisible in the short term, cumulative over months and years, accelerating surface inflammation and the breakdown of the skin barrier that every woman over 50 is working to protect. The substitution is exact, and it is not expensive. Merino wool has a fiber diameter of 17 to 24 microns, soft enough against the wrist test every time. A merino crewneck performs identically to cashmere in terms of its visual softness and face frame benefit at a significantly lower price point. Uniqlo's merino line starts at $30 to $40. Target carries merino blends seasonally. LL Bean stocks quality merino for the Northeast and cold climate market year-round. If the label says wool without specifying merino, cashmere, lamb's wool, or angora, assume it is standard scratchy wool until the wrist test proves otherwise. That test takes 30 seconds and will save you years of daily micro damage to the most visible skin on your body. All four are working against the appearance of mature skin in ways that no makeup, no skincare, and no styling technique can fully overcome while you're still wearing them. Now you know exactly which side of the line every fabric in your wardrobe is sitting on. If this video has given you something genuinely useful today, share it with one woman in your life who is still wearing the wrong fabrics without knowing why. You know exactly who she is. One tap, send her this link, and subscribe if you have not already, because next week's video goes even further into exactly this. I will see you there.